What is up, dude? Fabiola here,
And Matt
and this is
from
From
Squares to
Squares to
Circles
Circles
podcast.
podcast. Yay! We nailed it. Progress. As long as we're doing it a little better, a little
Yeah,
better.
people can't really hear what we are saying when we say it in the same time.
Of course they can. You can hear that we're saying From Squares to Circles podcast, no?
Well, the last time,
It
uh,
sounded a little tricky.
yeah. Well, we will go with tricky. That's what we do. We
let's
do.
let's 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 say let's call it tricky. So today's podcast, dude, it's gonna be all about. He said something about pretending, and
Yeah.
why people pretend to be people that they're not, and why do we all do that? And I'm like, okay, well, let's relate it to the onion theory that we got. So you imagine an onion, you peel the first layer, the second one, the third one, and then you have this little ball at the core. How do we get there the fastest and most efficient way
How do we
possible?
get to the English tea bag?
Is that what it's called? What I wonder what the little ball of an onion it's called.
I don't know. It's the center, the
The
corn. I
core.
don't know.
It's like the center.
The
So like,
center of the onion.
why does it take us so long in life to get there? I mean, me included, me
Mm.
included. Like I look back at videos of 2017 when I started practicing talking on camera, and I would do this, and I would like blink a lot, and I would like sound so funny, and it's just like, why is it so hard to not only be yourself, but then be yourself on camera? So for all of you people out there that are looking to start a podcast, that are looking to be yourself on camera, this is the episode for you. So, Matt, give us your
Yes.
insight, give us your thoughts about why you had to act in different ways when you were in high school, whatever. Why did you pretend to be someone that you were not when you did?
Maybe maybe it's because um you don't like who you are and you don't think you are cool and you don't think other people will think who you really are is cool
Right.
too.
Right. And just to add something to that, I think it's not that you don't like who you are, it's that we don't know who we are. And that's why I believe the self-discovery is key. It's like, how can you like yourself when all you know are bits and pieces of the whole? You're a whole onion and you
Mm.
only know a little bit of the layers. But that's why introspection and self-discovery and practicing being yourself and getting to know yourself, spending time with yourself will get you there. Like, no, dude, I like reading a book every night, before bed every night, or I like doing this or I like doing that. But we don't even get there because we're always surrounded by people trying to distract ourselves from feeling lonely, from feeling like you don't belong. So, why do we pretend to be people that we're not?
Well, that's like I said, you know, that we Hey, okay, so another thing. What if okay, so if we try to pretend to be someone else or something else than what we actually are, maybe it's because, well, yeah, like we don't know who we are, but also because we see something that's cool and we try to be that. And then it's you have like an idol or whatever, someone you idolize, and you try to be like that person, but the problem is like it's not going to work because you are not that person. And and what's even worse is like when you try to be that other person, and it's not working, you're even more starting to blame yourself.
Right? And then the whole thing with competition happens, and with comparisons, and then there's even people that like commit suicide because
Yeah.
they went to high school and then they saw somebody, and then somebody bullied them and whatever,
Yeah,
whatever. The
but the
whole
comparing thing,
the
that's like
comparing,
something, it doesn't go away really,
it
like for some
doesn't.
people.
Yeah, no, and even for ourselves, because we as human beings, I know that I'm all about ego death. But if you think about it, you can never kill ego because
Yeah.
you're human and ego it's part of you. But you can tame ego. You can make your ego be healthier. So you're
Mhm.
not like competing and like looking at somebody and being like, well, I don't have what they have. It can be more of a healthy ego of, oh, let me use that and inspiration and my drive, and then I'm going to do that because I feel strong enough. So the whole point of it all is how to be authentic. If we're talking about this podcast is all about why do we pretend to be people we're not, then I can't help but mention the importance of being authentic. And how are you authentic and not feeling like you're left out and like you don't belong, like how do you get how does one become authentic whenever everybody is looking at you like you're weird, like I remember my days of like, how did I get here to where I can be myself no matter if I'm talking to you, if I'm talking to him, if I'm talking to a customer, if I'm talking to whoever it is. This is me. Before I used to, when I used to go and talk to customers, I was like a little more proper. Even if you go on my music Instagram, you can see the first videos. Well, I erased a whole bunch, but the ones that I
Mm.
did leave on there. Hi, hi, Queen Ita's here. Hi, and you put this little voice and you try to be, and it's like, dude, you don't talk like that, But why did it take me so long to get there? It's because nobody taught me authenticity at an early age. Nobody teaches us that it's
Mm.
okay to be yourself. They're always telling you, no, talk too
Yeah.
loud, you
Yeah.
move too much, you're too all over the place. Everything you touch, you destroy.
Yeah.
Everything I touch, I destroy. Okay, I guess I'm a destroyer then. I'm a piece of crap, right?
Yeah, and that's the point where you should be like, yeah, but it's okay. Like I'm a fucking badass destroyer, or like it's nice to be cringe and like at least I'm being myself. Like who gives a shit? It's like, but no one teaches us like even what authenticity means.
What does authenticity even mean? I mean, let's ask Siri. Let's see. What is authenticity? I found this on the web. If she found it on the web, but it's not telling me. What is authenticity? I'm gonna just read it out loud for the
Wow,
sake of
not even when
that.
even the internet kind of.
Yeah, it's just giving it to me not in words. I wanted it to be
It,
in
it
words.
gives it in numbers.
Like you have to write it. Like that's why I can't wait for AI to go super mainstream because it's like, Alexa, what is authenticity? And then she can just tell me.
What?
He did it. Hey Google, what is authenticity? Okay, we're not gonna do that. Authenticity, the quality of being authentic. What do
Uh-huh.
we mean by authenticity? To put simply, authenticity means you're true to your own personality,
Mm-hmm.
values, spirit, regardless of the pressure that you're under to act otherwise. You're honest with yourself and with others, and you take responsibility for your mistakes. Your
Mm.
values, ideals, and actions align. Your values, ideals, and actions align. Your values, ideals, and actions align. It's so true. Because so many times we're like, oh, we want to do this, we want to be this, we want to do that, we want to do, but what are you doing to get there? It's just really hard to spend time by yourself and find yourself, like that's why it's kind of like when people ask me like step to step how to become a better person or the better version of yourself. I don't even know how to begin. I mean, all I can say is by making little tiny changes and closing that gap that we were talking about on the other episode. Remember I told you
Mm.
who you are and who you want to be. All we
Mm.
can do is, well, today we can do this little podcast and then we can do it again and then we can do it again and then we can do it again. It's going to get to the point where we're going to be, really good at it, or, I'm going to start working out and I'm going to take care of myself. Anyways, okay, but
But
how do we help? And I don't want to say names,
yeah,
but the A's of the world, the A's, the name starts with an A.
Yeah.
How do we how do we help the A's of the world? Like they got that talent, they got the heart, they got the spirit, they got the, but they just have that thing, that wall, which is I'm scared of being myself. I don't,
Mm.
and I can relate to that because I remember that. I mean, sometimes I don't want to be on camera, and then back in the day it would be like what, me on camera? What would I say? Oh, I remember like thinking about having a live, and I'm like, what would I do in a live? Like that is the most on the spot kind of a horrible stage fright thing that I can possibly do. And
Yeah.
now when I do lives, it's like you're just yourself, and it's, but how do we get to that point where you feel comfortable in your own skin? That's what I want to talk about today.
Yeah. But it's interesting, like if you think about you 15 years ago or like 20 years ago, did you expect yourself to be doing this, what you're doing right now? No.
No,
That's because you think like maybe that's not me, or maybe I'm not able to do that.
right. Well, and it's a whole process because it's like we tend to identify ourselves with like, oh, you go to school for what?
Psychology.
Psychology. Okay, well, so I'm a psychologist.
Mm,
Or you go and you are an accountant. Well, I'm an accountant. I'm a lawyer. I'm this. We
yeah.
tend to compart, compartmentalize
Mm,
ourselves from who we are. And I dealt with that a lot. Like quick fun fact. It was a circle of people. I was dating one of them. We were in England. Everybody had to say what their profession was. Like we were getting to know each other. And I remember being the last one. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like I had this little feeling inside. Like I hate to say, like, they're like doctors, engineers, lawyers, blah, blah, blah. And then here I come in England, they don't understand what a landscape contractor is. And I didn't feel like a landscape contractor. I felt like a gardener. So
mm,
I had to, I just kept the whole entire time thinking, oh my God, how horrible. It's going to be my turn. And I'm going to say I'm a gardener because I used to believe that I identify with what I did for, for money, you know? And that's the problem right now, that we don't find ourselves. So we think that we're an accountant, so we must be accountants. I'm a mom. I'm just a mom. No, no, no. Who are you at your core? What makes you you? So nowadays, I don't even know when they ask me what I do for a living. I just say I hustle. I say Alexis online for all I care. I'm sure you're watching. That's what I still do. I'm just selling Alexis online. Um, because I don't identify with anything. I'm not just a musician, I'm not just an Alexa seller. Um, um, I'm not just a mom, well, if I was a mom, what I'm trying to say is that you're not just one thing. You are
mm.
what tickles your pickle. So Matt, tell us what tickles your pickle.
Well, I don't know. Like it's like you're the sum of your interests in a way. Like it's like you want to be all those things, and that's like what you are. You're not like one thing. You are like the mix of all of those, and then you add your quirky personality into that mix, sort of. But I don't know. Like I've always defined I don't know if I define like what would I say? Like define myself? No,
Identified,
it's not
identified,
like that. But
identified,
like identify. Like
identified.
but I am creative. I like to like I'm creative. I do music. I am very interested in psychology. That's like how I define myself. It's like, yeah,
But do you identify which one you identify with? If anybody had to ask you, now that you graduated, right? You turn in your paper, you don't have to go back to school. Now you are a,
yeah,
official, you can be an official counselor, right? Like, is
yeah.
that what you're gonna go around saying? I'm a counselor.
It depends on the context, you know. Yeah, it's like funny because like if there was like a because there was like a post a video talking about uh I don't really remember what they were talking about now, but it was something about like how, yeah, it was about ADHD. Like, it was a video speaking about like how the school system is really not adaptive for some people who like it's like, you know, boys or girls with ADHD, like they need to move more, and the school doesn't accommodate that. Like if they can't, you know, move and do the stuff they need to do, they are not able to concentrate or something like that. So that shows like the school system is not adaptable, no, adapted to those people and to everyone and to accommodate everyone's needs. And I commented like that's like it's very true, and I'm a school counselor, so like I know this shit. Like in that context, I would call myself school
But
counselor. But like,
that's the whole point of this whole entire podcast is
yeah,
how do you not identify with just the thing that you are depending on the context, but just being you no matter the context. Like that's the whole trick to life. Like yes, you can do this for money. And yes, you could have
mm,
graduated from this from college. And yes, this is your passion and you do music. But who are you at your core? What is your purpose in life? And in order to
yeah.
find your
If
purpose
you
in life,
like if you ask me like who am I, uh,
who are
and
you?
you know,
Who are
and
you,
if
man?
you ask me like what's my purpose, like
What is
of course they both, you know, have commonalities,
well,
but
just say him
like, you know, well, like if you ask me like what my purpose is, it's of course to help people
to help people do what?
to have the best experience of life and find themselves. That's one thing.
Who are you? I'm a compassionate, kind, giving person who wants to help people become the best version of themselves. What is your purpose in life? To serve as a bridge between people's lack of self-worth and their heart. What it will be, what else? I want to show people the way that I was able to get in touch with my own heart and to act from a place of authenticity. That's my whole purpose. Whether I do that through a podcast with my best friend, whether I do that on my own podcast, whether I do that through music, whether I do that through whatever medium, we have to understand that is a medium what we're using, medium to make money, a medium to do, but what is your purpose in life? Who it depends on who are you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you're not compassionate and giving and wanna I seriously doubt that your purpose in life is gonna be to share some help other people become their best
Mm,
version because that's not your personality. So this whole podcast is about who are you as a person. Like you say, well, you're funny, you're quirky, you're creative, you want to help people, blah blah blah
mm,
blah blah. So right here, I just we just want to ask you, who are you, and get that very clear. Like what tickles your pickle, what makes you you, what makes you unique, what makes you rare, and then practice doing that on the daily. So you do it so much that it just comes out effortlessly. We don't have to write scripts. We don't have to talk too much about what we're gonna talk. We just are, right, because we have
mm,
found ourselves. But we need square steps to get there. How do we
mm.
slowly start doing that, Matt? Just give us one step to get there.
It would be as easy like if you want to help people, like,
No, to find your authenticity, not to help you.
oh,
This whole
okay,
podcast is about
yeah,
authenticity.
okay. So yeah, find like, so steps how to find yourself, or
Yes,
like how to
yes.
like something you can practice.
Something that you can do, not super deep, just very square like, very
Yeah,
tangible. Like there's one thing that you, the people out there watching us right now, can do tomorrow to start.
can do today.
They can do today. Do it today. Do it right
You
now.
can,
Let's do it together.
you can
My
stand
God,
up
I
after
just
this
saw
podcast and go out and
111.
do.
It is 111, 11, 11. Wow. On the Zoom thing. To
Uh-huh.
repeat on, it said 1 hour with 11 minutes and 11 seconds, and
Wow.
I happened to glance over right when it was happening. The
Mm.
universe is with us. Anyways, what is one square step that people out there watching us right now can do to start finding themselves? The whole problem is not that you don't like yourself, it's that you don't know yourself. So, what is one step, Matt, that we can give them, that we can share with these people over here on how to find themselves?
Mm. Well, it's like what makes you happy? What do you like to do?
That's a good step. Okay, now let's even go a little more squarey and let's go. w- Okay, so let's say it makes me happy to draw.
Yeah.
What would be one step that we can start little, because we have to start small every day to get you closer to having to drawing all the time, because you know how people are, it's like, well, work, my kids, this, that, I don't have time to draw, I don't have time to do this, I don't. What is another step once you find what you really like doing, that you can like you can make that into a habit,
Mm.
like we do whenever we start
Yeah,
using.
like just 5 minutes in the morning. 5 minutes in the morning, or 5 seconds, 5 or 10.
Five milliseconds. We don't care how long.
Five
Just just
milliseconds.
just
Yeah.
just just do it.
Microseconds.
Microseconds. Just do it. Just if you like drawing,
Yeah.
then just do it every single
Yeah.
day for just 1 minute.
And if that still is like logistics is super good. Like it's like when you wake up, you have a piece of paper besides your pen, no, besides your bed, and you have like a pen. Like you can wake up and everything is ready for you to start drawing, you know? It's
Like this.
like, yeah.
Just put it
And by
right by your
and
table.
it's easier to take the step when everything is, right in front of you and ready to go, it's like if you have to, like, wake up, you have to start searching after pen and paper, and or whatever you need to do what you love. Like it, like the step is suddenly much more bigger, like if you want, like if you need to do all of that, so
And
like
I
having.
think that's a really good important point that you're touching on right now. It's like to have everything. How do you call that? To enable your growth, like he
Yeah.
said, just have your paper and your pen right there. Like I have all my guitars plugged in, my amps are always on, my lights are always on. Like I make coffee the night before so I can wake up early in the morning and just hit start.
Yeah,
It's to
and I make my
prepare,
breakfast in the evening.
and you make food for the whole
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
on Sundays.
Yeah. It's like
Like.
there has to be as little friction as possible. Nothing has to, like, it's the same with music. Like I have templates, instruments set up. So I just need to open up FL Studio and start doing. Like I don't have to be like putting in plugins, opening up contact and searching for the perfect sound. Like everything is ready there. It's like just to go. Like, you know?
So to make a very long story short, the first thing is get clear with what you like you like drawing, all right, and then help yourself make it easy, you know, put a pen and paper right by your bed, and then just do it for 1 minute every day, just 1 minute. I swear to you, you do that for 1 minute every day, then you're gonna want to do it for 10 minutes, and then you're gonna want to do it for 30 minutes. Before you know it, you're like, oh my God, I can't go without drawing for a minute. And even if it's just a minute, it's just habit becomes, we are such creatures of habit, us
Mm.
humans, that
Yeah,
for good or for bad, if you do something every single day, even if you don't like it, if you don't want to, like
yeah.
I really, I was telling him yesterday, we can't be doing this podcast at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm waking up and that is not the best time, blah, blah, blah. We're going to work on music. And then what do? We do this because it became a habit, meaning to me, we've been doing it for what, for a week or so.
Yeah,
And now
yeah,
it's like, okay, well, before we do lyrics, let's do the podcast, and it is 5 o'clock in the morning, or well, not anymore, but
yeah.
regardless of the point. Just find
Mm-hmm.
yourself and practice being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna make me wanna yawn. All right, I'm tired. And yes, it wasn't fun to wake up and try to do this. And yes, it's not fun to continue doing what I'm about to go do. I'm working on my website and being so detail oriented, blah, 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 blah. But it's necessary. You have to get out of your comfort zone in order to grow. And the first thing that you need to do in order to grow, it's find what is it that you're going to grow. Imagine you're a seed. What kind of seed are you? Are you a pumpkin seed? Are you what other seeds are there?
Chili, maybe.
Chilies. Are you a chili seed? What
Chili, chili, yes.
seed? Seed. I thought you were gonna say a chili deck. No. What kind of seed are you? If we had to put it in a very like simple context, are you uh
Pumpkin.
pumpkin seed, a chili seed? Are you marigold seed? What kind of seed are you? And once you get very clear with that, water it every single day for at
Yeah.
least 5 minutes.
Have you
And
started selling seeds yet? That's where this is coming from.
we're we're selling pumpkin seeds. I mean, Alexis were the hit, but we gotta go with the seeds. Yes, 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 yes. My business in my partner in crime in business, he posted some seeds on there. I'm like, okay, well now we need to trademark Flower Girls because we need to sell it under the right name.
Mm.
For me, everything is marketing. You gotta market it to the right people, otherwise there's no point of life. Anyways, any last thoughts, Matt? Because I feel that I have been
Emptying
oversharing.
out, oversharing, maybe. I don't know.
Oversharing. That's what I said.
No, yeah, no, it's like just the right amount. It
The
was
right
just the
amount. Just the
right
right
amount.
amount. So there's nothing else that you wanna say for this episode 8 that we will be remember in time. We will look back and be like, oh, I remember that day. I remember that
Yeah,
download. Any new
yeah.
downloads from last night?
It's like well, what I was thinking, like maybe we are repeating things too often, but I think repeating things is good.
It's the
That's
only way to be able to people for people to keep track. That's why
yeah,
I keep
like
on repeating it. Yes. Oh, you're talking about that we keep on talking about the same from another podcast?
yeah, yeah. Sometimes that's maybe like one realization, but anyways, it doesn't matter because it's repetition is
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 the
good.
key.
Everything that's like if we are repeating something, it means it's really fucking good. You know?
I mean, if you talk about repeating, I mean Gary V, Lee Chi, he's the master of repetition. He even talks
Yeah.
about it in the same exact way. There's nothing that he adds to
And
it.
not
And he's
to
making
even
millions.
mention DJ Khaled.
I don't even know why you still like that dude. Let's not even go
I
there.
don't
But
even like that dude, but
I
yeah.
thought that you that was your idol when I first met you.
No, see, I see that he's doing something that's working. That's what I find intriguing.
When this dude talked to me about he was reading a book by DJ Khaled or whatever, I was like,
Mm.
that dude is cute. I mean, he's cool and all from far, but you can see that he's not truly genuine, or at least he's
Yeah,
not
that's
showing it,
true though. Yeah, that's
right?
true. Yeah.
Anyways, let's end this podcast right here because we have other things to do. I hope
Mm.
that we were of service to you and that this podcast made you think about things in another perspective. We hope that you do get closer and closer to who you want to be in life. And I hope that you stay tuned for more because we're going to give you so much more that is not even funny. It's like
And
this
that's
party
not even funny.
this
What?
party just got started, dude. It's not even funny how much content we're going to be uploading on
Yeah,
this channel. So you have a great day, and we will catch you next time.
just
Bye.